Allow yourself to grow, the hidden science of expansion. Welcome back to Soul Renovation. I'm Adeline Atlas, the author of the School of Soul series, an 8-time published author, master manifester, and your cheerleader bestie on the internet. Today, we're diving deep into strategic growth, not just the fluffy, be patient kind, but the kind that allows you to track and accelerate your expansion with precision. We often hear, trust the process. But what if you don't even know what the process actually looks like? What if you're growing but can't see it? What if you're measuring success with the wrong metrics? Today, we're not just talking about patience. We're talking about how to identify growth in real time, measure it accurately, and speed up the process without self-sabotaging. Let's get into it. Growth is a system, not a waiting game. Most people think growth is passive, something that happens to you over time. But in reality, growth is a system, and if you don't know how to operate the system, you might think you're stuck when you're actually leveling up. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Growth is often invisible while it's happening. Why? Because it doesn't show up where you expect it to. You might be looking at the wrong scoreboard. For example, if you're trying to become financially independent, you might feel stuck because you don't see more money in your bank account. But in reality, you've built a network of connections, a stronger skill set, or an internal mindset shift that is setting the foundation for an inevitable breakthrough. If you're trying to heal emotionally, you might think you're not making progress because you still feel sadness. But in reality, you've stopped reacting destructively, you're setting boundaries you never did before, and you have a higher tolerance for uncertainty. You might already be winning in ways you aren't recognizing. The first step in strategic growth is learning how to measure it correctly. The 3 hidden signs you're growing, even if you can't see it yet. Discomfort. Without backtracking, growth doesn't feel like confidence at first. It feels like confusion, fear, and doubt without resorting to old habits. If you're experiencing resistance but not quitting, you are evolving. New problems. If you're facing different obstacles than you did last year, that's a sign of progress. Your past problems are solved, and you're at a higher level facing a new challenge. Growth means upgrading your problems from survival-level struggles to refinement-level challenges. Detachment from old identity traps. When you grow, you stop feeling the need to prove your worth in the ways you used to. You no longer need external validation for things that used to define you. This means you've internalized a new level of confidence and don't even realize it yet. The problem is, we often measure growth by external results instead of internal transformations. But by the time the external changes show up, the internal work was already completed long before. The process. How to make growth measurable and intentional. If you feel like you're waiting forever for growth to show up, it's time to make it trackable. Here's how you can speed up your expansion by tracking and leveraging growth loops. Step 1. Find your growth loop. Growth isn't a straight line. It's a cycle that repeats itself in different forms. If you can identify where you are in your personal growth loop, you'll know what's coming next. Most people repeat the same 3-6-month cycles in their lives without realizing it. Every 6 months, do you fall into the same financial rut? Every few months, do you go through the same emotional patterns? Do you start strong, then lose momentum at the same point in every goal? Your growth isn't random. It follows patterns. Identifying your cycle length gives you the ability to predict setbacks before they happen and plan your breakthroughs intentionally. Step 2. Shift from outcome-based goals to process-based goals. Most people set goal-based timelines, but if you want to accelerate growth, shift to process-based cycles. Instead of saying, I want to hit 10K followers in 3 months, switch to, I will create 90 days of high-value content and track what works. Instead of saying, I want to heal from this breakup in 6 months, switch to, I will prioritize self-respect and implement daily self-check-ins to track my emotional regulation. Instead of saying, I want to be rich by 35, switch to, I will increase my skills and assets every quarter, focusing on learning rather than just earning. Outcome-based goals create pressure and discouragement. Process-based goals create momentum and confidence. Step 3. Identify the breaking point before the breakthrough. Most people quit right before their next level. Your biggest frustration point is often a sign that you're at the final threshold before a breakthrough. Here's how to recognize if you're about to level up. You start experiencing intense doubt or imposter syndrome. You feel like quitting, even though you've come too far. You suddenly face unexpected resistance from your environment. This is the equivalent of the 9th month of pregnancy before a baby is born. It's uncomfortable, it's exhausting, and it feels like you'll never get to the other side. Most people sabotage themselves right before things start working. If you can recognize this breaking point stage as a sign of success, you'll keep going instead of giving up. You are already growing. Now learn to control it. If you feel like you're not growing fast enough, check your scoreboard. Are you tracking the right metrics? Are you recognizing internal transformations before external ones? Are you stuck in an outcome-based cycle instead of a process-based one? Are you quitting at the breaking point instead of pushing through to the breakthrough? Once you understand how growth really works, you won't need patience. You'll have strategy. H. The School of Soul Vault. If you're ready to take this work deeper, check out the School of Soul Vault. Every book in the School of Soul series, transformed into video format, all in one place for a one-time purchase. This is where the deeper strategies come in. So if you're serious about expanding your reality, unlocking strategic growth, and designing a future that is fully aligned with you, this is for you. Start expanding now.